So much is changing right now in the world of search with all these LLMs and, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI mode. It's not just SEO anymore, it's AEO, it's GEO. And there's so many questions of how do I expand my overall visibility in these chatbot search engines? Clients are asking, and as a SEO consultant, you need to have the answers. And there's a lot of different tools out there claiming that they can solve these problems. Today, I'm going to take a deep dive into a tool that is a research tool, a tracking tool, an analytics tool for all these different LLMs. It's called Otterly AI. My name is Nicole Gradesky, and I have over 15 years experience doing SEO. My background is in content creation, journalism, feature article writing specifically. So I'm really curious to see what this tool has to offer. I'm currently using some other AI visibility tools that are really helpful and useful. So we'll take a deep dive into this tool and see what it has to offer. All right, we're going to do a deep dive on Otterly AI, and we're going to use a client of mine, Sector 9. They're always my guinea pig. And today we're looking at the brand report here, and we're looking at the overview. And as you can see, there's date ranges here. So if you want to look month to date, or you want to look in the past, you can. Last month. I'm just going to do I just added them like a week ago. So I'm going to do last 30 days. And then it shows you all engines, ChatGPT, Google AI Overview, Perplexity, Microsoft Copilot, which is cool. And then these are add-ons: Google AI Mode, Google Gemini, and Claude. All right, so it's going to show you your brand coverage over time. This is the percentages of prompts mentioned that mention your brand. And you can see Sector 9 is here. They are like in the middle of the pack. They've got loaded land yachts and arbor above them, which has been the case for the last year. However, we're kind of, been keeping up and making some gains over the last year with a lot of new content. Here's your brand mentions, number of times your brand appears in AI answers out of total tracked prompts. So we did add some prompts when setting this up. Your average brand position. You scroll down, you get your brand ranking. So where does Sector 9 fall? We're currently falling at number 4, and it shows you like your sentiment. You can't click on this, but I can scroll over it. It shows you your mentions, and some other share of voice metrics, and then more detected brands. If I click on that, it's going to show me the different brands. Some of these I don't think are relevant, like Walmart or Amazon, but there's some new ones in here. Retrospect, which I've never heard of, and longboarding.net. All right, brand details. I'm not sure what that means. Just take. So let's keep going. Top prompts by brand mentions. I think this is really cool. It's going to show, number of brand mentions of my brand. So we're doing really well in this premium longboard brand on surf style. We did a couple blogs around that recently. So that's good that it's coming through on there. And then you can click on the full report, which we'll look at that later. But if you keep going down, what I like to play with is this brand visibility index on AI search. And you can see it's like broken down in this quadrant zone here, and it's tied to this table as well. And so if you play it, you play the time lapse, it's going to show you how the brands are moving around, which I think is cool. So Sector 9 in the last week went from, being a niche player to moving into more of a leader. So that is interesting. I like to see that. That's also answers the question clients ask, like, well, what's the movement been like? What are the competitors doing? You can see it all right there. So that's a nice touch. Then we have citations. I'm not like that huge on citations right now. I'm more about what kind of content that can we create to get us more citations, more visibility. So I'm just gonna kind of breeze through that. Domain coverage over time. To me, this is kind of like your domain authority, domain citation, top 3 cited URLs. That's interesting. This is Surfskate versus Cruiser versus Longboard, choosing the right fit for you. So that's interesting that that's getting cited the most, but it's not the it's not the URL with the most rankings. And this is all platforms right now, all engines. Okay. Cool. So I wonder what happens if I go into this full report. It's going to take me to citations. So it's going to show me if I'm cited. It doesn't show me any competitors. And citations over time, it's in Perplexity. Cited prompts. What are the best cruiser boards for sidewalk surfing? I can click into that prompt. So this is a bit of a wormhole right here. You can just keep clicking and keep going deeper and deeper. But you don't get lost up here. I'm kind of curious, what are the responses? Searching the web here. Interesting. And oh, now I can see competitors. So same usual suspects showing up. These guys. That's interesting. What is that? For sidewalk surfing, flow carving. Oh, if you click in this, it's going to show you ChatGPT's results for sidewalk surfing. And then your sources, concrete waves, Reddit, writing boards. Interesting. And then this is pretty detailed. Best for surf-like carving, land yachts. Oh, it's pulling actual skateboard decks and their prices, so it's kind of like a shopping thing. So we would definitely want Sector 9 to be in here. We want people buying those. All right, and I'm just kind of curious. Okay, so the land yachts Ripper, you can't click on these, but you can click on this, which is Concrete Wave. Concrete Waves. It looks like they reviewed this. Buy from Amazon. Oh gosh, buy from their site. So this is affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is showing up in these different engines. So affiliate marketing would be a tactic, I guess, for AEO visibility. All right, so let's keep going here. In my overview, and we've now looked at citations, domain citation, top prompts by website citations. And then we can go down into prompts. So these are the prompts that we're tracking. Citations. One of the things that I really liked about this brand report would be the recommendations. And so when you click in the recommendations, it's going to give you ideas, things that you could publish like a new page on. So like a page or a blog. I've already added some to my to-do, but just so I can show you how it works, you can scroll through these and find one that you want to do an article on. So bamboo longboards, we have some bamboo longboards, so that could be a good one. But maybe we want to do sidewalk surfing, since we just saw that there are a lot of people asking about that, and there's also websites getting cited for that. So this would have high impact. It's showing you the AI platform. It's showing you what you should do, content on page, and then it shows 3 competitor citations. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this to do. We're going to come back and do that later. and then it adds it to your to-do list. And I was like, okay, so where did it go? Where's my to-dos? And it's right up here. There's a little number count, how many suggestions you get, and your to-dos. So when you click on that, they're all right here. You click into it, it shows you what to do, it gives you your competitor website to reference, and then you can mark it as complete, which I think is cool because it's almost like a task management system within here. I wonder what happens if you mark it as complete. It just kind of disappears. So I wonder where it went. Maybe it's in the archive. Oh, look, there it is. Cool. So if you ever have a to do, you finish it, and you're kind of like, okay, what did we do? It's all right here. You can move it to your to do from here, which is pretty neat. All right, I like all that. Agents analytics looks like this is getting set up. So it's going to turn on log files. That's going to be cool. Like, how often do they crawl? How often do they hit? Which pages do they ignore? I wonder if it's going to give you a why. Why do they ignore a certain page versus another one? All right, and then the next thing we'll go into is AI prompt research. All right, so let's go now into the AI prompt research. This is really cool. I was playing around with this, and I saved some prompts for this particular demonstration. So I'm going to add some SEO keywords. It prompts you to put in some SEO keywords, max 20. And then you can do your language. So I've got English, country, United States. Oops. And then you can go next step here, and it's going to work on that for a minute. All right, so now I've got some AI prompt research data to play with. I can export this, which is pretty cool. And so if I export this, I'm going to bring that up so you can see what this looks like. It's definitely something that you can continue to save and use. Incorporating this into potentially, ongoing content strategy. I like how it gives you estimated intent, monthly, search volume. So, and then it gives you like a correlation, like the prompt correlated with the keyword. That's definitely something unique that I haven't seen yet. So, if I wanted to build on my skateboard size chart blog that I have, I could create a separate one for, this particular prompt, which would then maybe give me some more visibility into, the different platforms around this particular prompt or query. And then there's just like a bunch of other ideas here, so you can go and work through that. And then also in the back end here, like if I want to save this, I can add the prompt, and then it's going to ask me where I want to save it. So I'm going to save it for like maybe adult learning, the tag that I created earlier in the sector 9. So I'll add that particular prompt, and then it's going to take me to my prompts. And if you scroll down, it's got this one tagged here in my dashboard. All right, so let's keep going here in our research tools. So you can also look at a specific URL to discover which prompts are driving traffic. And I want to brainstorm new prompts based on my brand, which I haven't done yet. So let's do this. Let's see what comes up. Sector 9, brand domain. I can pull that up real fast. Brand industry. I'm just going to skip all that. Oh, and it makes me do this. Next step. All right. Yeah, this has come up actually in another tool that I use, best complete longboard for smooth campus, which we're seeing a lot of college kids use skateboards. So and it's like back to school right now. So now would be a good time to plan and publish some of that content. Category based, drop through longboards, best complete, all interesting. Competitor based, better quality alternatives. Okay, upgrade from entry level, okay, to premium, switching from generic cruiser to performance longboard complete. That's really interesting. People wanting to up their game. Brand based. All right, so that's interesting. The AI prompt research tool. There's a lot you can do here. You can export into Excel sheets. You can store them in a spreadsheet, or you can add them here. But then again, the thing is how many prompts you can track is limited. So you want to be really selective, I would say, about which ones you add, and then you would probably want to consistently trim that, much like any kind of keyword tracking tool that you have. All right. So let's go down to our GEO audit tools. There's a crawlability checker here. I added in sector 9. It shows a server access check, rate limited. I don't really know what that means. I don't know what a server access check is, but this says per bot results from the server access check. So not really sure, again, what that means. I'm guessing it's just whether it can fetch. It says checks whether AI crawlers can fetch this URL, robots.txt, a live fetch per bot. Okay, interesting. It's interesting, but I don't know how helpful it is. The robots check, everything's allowed. That's good. I mean, this would be good just in case like you had a new client, and for some reason they had a disallow in their robots file. That would be like disallowing your entire site from Google, right? That wouldn't be good. So this is helpful for that. The content checkers is probably one of my favorites. If you go in here, it gives you like I think really good information about your site and where you can improve it from an SEO perspective. So for this one, for me, I thought it was interesting where it talks about semantic repetition. There's frequent repetition of words like new, fresh, shop now, which is very sector 9. Having something new, having something fresh, but this tool's recommending, hey, maybe reinforce, some other keywords that have more SEO relevance, like longboard cruiser. So like new longboard decks, new, fresh cruisers, fresh surf skate. Those are kind of some different examples. There's also a option to download the report, which I wasn't sure if this was going to be a PDF or a Excel spreadsheet. However, it is a PDF, and the PDF is really nice. This could, again, also be used. You could do some screenshots of, like, say this, for example. I'm not really sure what the static versus dynamic means. I'd want to know more about that. What is, the dynamic? What is that? Is that like video versus like a blog, static text, images? Not really sure. It doesn't really explicitly say. But it does give you the breakdown here, and it gives you like full-on text here. So this is a nice little report, I think, and it generates it in seconds. So that's pretty awesome. All right, back to the GEO audit tools. Let's look at the query fan out. I didn't really know what that means. Query fan out. The fan out is an interesting phrase, terminology. So I just entered one query, the skateboard size chart. It seemed like there was some opportunity to expand on that particular blog or query. And it shows a query. Okay, so let's start at the top here. Skateboard size chart, review the related queries, intents, and follow-up questions AI search engines may generate from your original query. So it's got ChatGPT, Google AI mode, Google AI overview. So one thing that is interesting is it's got the query, expanded queries, and it's got the type, and it says reformulation, related queries, implicit queries, comparative queries, entity expansion, personalized queries, but there's no definition of what that means. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm sure I could go into the resources and find it, but it would be kind of nice if there was a toggle tool here that, or some kind of chart maybe at the bottom that had definitions associated with this, or linked to a page that had definitions of this. And then you got user intent. Well, it looks like I can filter. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so if I wanted to do just entity expansion or reformulation, maybe. Okay. I'm not getting more than 2 per thing. That one I got more. So related queries looks like there'd be more information maybe with that. Reset this. Okay, get them all. Reasoning. I really like how there's like a reasoning here. So it's like correlating the query with the type of query and the intent behind it and the reasoning. So this is like really getting into the behavioral aspects of how people are searching, right? This is getting really intense, which I'm all about. I think as marketers, there's psychology behind this, right? So this is really an interesting tool. The query fan out tool. I think that this is fascinating for ongoing research. I will say the one thing I noticed is you can either add these prompts, which then you would use up your prompt tracker really quickly. But there's no way for me to download these. So not sure why I don't have that capability, but being able to do that would be great. We had that capability in the prompt research tool, but not in the query fan out tool. So I did see a workaround. They'll probably stop this, but looks like I can copy and paste this. So if I wanted to, I guess I could copy paste this into a spreadsheet and keep an ongoing tally there for any kind of content planning and creation down the road. All right, so that completes the overview of this tool. I wanted to jump to the workspace. This just shows you like how many prompts you've used. And so you get 50 total. We've used 23. So you can burn through your prompts like really quickly. And your GEO URL audits. So we get 100 in this free trial. So that was the URL audit we did for finding, like new prompts. That could be useful when doing competitor research to like add your competitors here and see what they're doing. So I could see burning through those as well. Team management, which I haven't really clicked in. You can invite team members, which is great. I wonder if this is probably maybe an extra charge. I'm not sure. And then the API keys, I'm not really sure what that means either. But you can create an API. Create a key to get started, read only. I guess you can give people access to your dashboard. And then let's get into the billing a little bit. Here we're in a trial period, but then it goes into the tiered plans. And the light is $29 a month, and then it jumps to $189 a month, which is a big jump from this to $489, which also feels like a big jump. I mean, it's nice that we get this option to use the research tools, but you can see there's limited. We don't get to track any prompts, So right now I think we're in the standard, which is great. $189 a month seems kind of expensive. That's like around the standard for most SEO tools. And this is good for probably a consultant. I wouldn't need to go to the premium. And if I wanted to sign up to use this as just a research tool, I might do that for a couple months. And then if I found that I really thought that this tool is super valuable, I would probably go into an annual pricing mode where I would just bulk pay for it so I have it for the year and I continue to use it regularly, because I do think that there is a place for this tool in your daily workflow as far as research goes. As far as tracking goes, I'm not sure how valuable that would be unless you had a client that was really zeroed in on focusing like for visibility for like certain prompts. I don't see clients doing that yet. I mean, for me, I don't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. So, again, for value, I see the value being really all about the research tool and how to incorporate that into your on-page strategy, as well as the recommendations that you get out of this. So, do those recommendations come with the light? It says you get 3 recommendations per week. This is unlimited. So depending on your on-page strategy and, how large your clients' websites are, that this might be the way to go. And then I also really liked the query fan out. So I'm not sure if the Lite offers the query fan out tool there. It does have the AI prompt research tool and the unlimited brand report. So I see this tool being very helpful for consultants and agencies, especially like if you wanted to do some of these brand reports to then sell some more AEO, GEO services on top of your SEO services. You could easily do that through using their tools and scale it up, and then potentially afford this standard premium pricing. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this demo and this review of Otterly AI. Overall, I think it's a really cool tool. There's a lot of great research tools available. With there being so much information out there and so much content, you need to flood the zone. You constantly need new ideas. This would be a great tool to use for the research. So I definitely recommend it for that. As far as billing goes and scaling up, I'm not quite sure. You got to make sure that there is a necessary need in your workflow to justify the spend, and then of course your current tech stack. But overall, I would recommend testing this tool out and seeing that if it would be a good fit for your SEO workflow. And I guess now, not just SEO workflow, it's SEO, AEO, and GEO workflow. But yeah, overall, would recommend checking it out.